So what is it actually that we do here at BEZA, born as the Earth Zen Academy? There's so many different ways of being able to describe what it is that we do, and oftentimes I catch myself thinking, what is it that we actually do here? And there's so many ways of being able to describe it. But here's one way. We work with landscapes. The inner landscape and the outer landscape. And most of us are concerned and absorbed and engaged with a highly active and now fast-changing outer landscape. So, what does your landscape look like when you are looking at it? What's in your landscape? How do you personally identify with your landscape? And what aspects of your outer landscape are you looking to enhance or spend more time in? And what aspects are you looking to try to avoid? Now, the word here, carefully selected actually is landscape, because, landscape will call up the land, Mother Earth. What does that look and feel like? But most of us these days, we live in a city, so that's also a landscape. We live in an emotional landscape, in a psychic landscape, in a intellectual landscape, in an artistic landscape, in a physical landscape. But at once upon a time, the landscape was really just land. And the indigenous people knew that there was a profound relationship between that landscape and how that outer landscape, so-called, was informing an inner landscape, and in turn how this inner landscape was informing the outer landscape, and there was a union of oneness between the outer and the inner landscape. So at BEZA, we acknowledge and we look at the outer landscape, and we recognize that the outer landscape, wherever it is and however it is for you, has emerged essentially out of Mother Earth. And in our inner landscape, there is a landscape there too. And that inner landscape has been molded over generations and generations and generations of living on Mother Earth. And it's been informed by our parents and their parents and our society and our schooling. And there's a kind of filter between the outer landscape and the inner landscape that causes us to interpret. And most of our pain and suffering occurs when the outer landscape and the inner landscape are not in alignment. So at some point, we also get to turn and look at the inner landscape from an outer perspective. And we get to have a look at what is your inner landscape. Do you know what your inner landscape is? What's informing that? Because it's important to know that, because, we're interpreting the outer and the inner. And then there comes a time when the outer landscape and the inner landscape are not separate. They're just one landscape. And then we walk on our path with joy and happiness and peace, with no fear. Have a beautiful day.